So I'm here with my old friend Venetia, who is a vegan. Venetia.
Vegan Ven.
But also, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself as well?
Oh, okay. I'm a presenter and I am also vegan. I love cooking. I do some cooking for work as well. And I also have a podcast called
Podcast, yeah.
Thank you. Called Talking Taste Buds. And we've recently kind of reconnected because I'm really into a lot of the same stuff as you. I'm really interested in nutrition and health. And so we thought we'd get together and film some fun stuff.
Yeah, so today we made a vegan French toast, which initially I was like, how on earth can French toast be vegan?
Yeah.
But now I found out and it's great. I finished it, as you can see.
So basically, we just pile all of the ingredients in a bowl. It's very easy, apart from the bread. So here I've got some flax seeds, which have been mixed with 3 tablespoons of water. So it's 1 tablespoon of either flax seeds or chia seeds, so 3 tablespoons of water, and this absorbs it exactly, and it acts as an egg replacement.
I was going to ask, what's the egg replacement here?
Flax seeds and water.
There you go.
Yeah. So to that, I'm just going to add cinnamon, and I've also, because I just had a look at your spices, and you've got some star anise, and also I added a tiny bit of cloves, and also you had some nutmeg.
Lovely.
So I've added that in too. And then
quite Christmassy as well.
Very festive. Festive French toast. And then just a little dash of vanilla. And then I've got a tablespoon of maple syrup. And some ground almonds. And then to that, some milk, which we've measured out.
How many? How much?
120 millilitres.
Oat milk as well. I haven't tried oat milk.
Oh, haven't you
not? But works with any nut milk, right?
Yeah, and also it's so good with tea and coffee. I know you're not that into caffeine, but it's the one that a lot of baristas use because it's really good with coffee.
Oh, you mean oat milk with,
Oat milk, exactly. And then you just kind of stir that all together and let it sit for a little bit. So then you want a bowl basically that your slices of bread can fit nicely into. Yeah, can sit in, exactly. So I'm just going to pour that in there. And it's quite thick, which is quite nice. And then we have you bought some bread.
Some sourdough, yeah.
Yeah. And then all you do is just, do you want to do the honours? I feel like I've done everything so far, you should do something.
So literally just take the piece of bread and drop it in?
Drop it in and kind of give it a little chance to soak and then flip it over.
How many slices of bread will this
I do 6 for 2 people because I love a carb.
Well, if I'm going to eat carbs, it's going to be like half a loaf of bread.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's go in.
Of ice cream.
Exactly. So we're going in. Let's also get the heat on the pan.
So with some coconut oil in here.
With some coconut oil, yeah. I love to use like a vegan-friendly butter. They're obviously not very healthy.
Like margarine. Yeah, stay away from that.
Yeah, they're not. I know they're not healthy, but it does give a really nice texture. But I'm sorry that they're not healthy.
No, they're not healthy. But
this is a treat, you know. This is a nice little treat.
What kind of heat? High?
Yeah, let's get it melted.
Like really high?
Yeah, let's get it really high and then turn it down to a medium. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Woo!
So you just want to toast them for a bit either side until they're nicely tanned.
That smells good. Tanned, yeah?
Nicely tanned. So have a little looky. Oh yeah, the other one will be done as well.
I'm quite excited about this. Because I have to say, when I saw vegan French toast, I was like, how the hell's that going to work? You need eggs. Now I know.
Now you know.
Yeah. This is a vegan alternative for everything, I think, isn't there?
Pretty much.
There's vegan parmesan, vegan
mozzarella,
scrambled eggs.
Vegan egg. Oh my gosh.
It's like scrambled tofu, isn't it?
Vegan eggs that you get in the pre-packet are the most disgusting things in the world.
Did you do one of those in your video?
Yeah. It was vile. It smelt like sick.
So when did you become vegan?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So it's been a while now, actually. It feels like legit now, do you know what I mean? Like there was a time when I was like 2 months and everyone was like, yeah, good luck. But no, it feels like it's kind of here to stay now. Yeah, exactly. I don't really think about it either.
Yeah. You just talk about it all the time.
I just talk about it all the time. No, it's weird. Like the longer I'm vegan, the less of a big deal it feels.
Yeah.
And also, I kind of become less, not in a bad way, but when you first go vegan, you're really passionate about it because you've just suddenly unearthed all the stuff that you didn't know before.
Yeah.
But now, because I've been vegan for 2 years, it's just kind of what I do, and it's just a part of what I do as opposed to like my whole life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's true. It's good. It's healthy.
Yeah, I think a much healthier attitude. Yeah, definitely. But I think I needed to go through that phase.
Oh no.
Because because it was such a big change. Because I loved chicken and fish and eggs and how's this going? Ooh. So The toast is getting nicely tanned, which means that these are almost done.
Yep.
A big thing for me is the assembly process, because I like it to be as Instagrammable as possible.
Oh, always.
Always. So what I like to do is kind of stack them. All right. So, coconut yogurt.
My favourite part.
Have you had coconut yogurt before?
Yeah, I've tried it once or twice, yeah. It's way more expensive than Greek yogurt.
Annoyingly, I do miss Greek yogurt.
I have to say my go-to dessert is Greek yogurt with a tiny bit of honey and ginger.
And ginger?
Ginger.
That's a nice little touch.
Really good.
So I like to add some coconut yogurt. Here's a spoon, you might need that. And then a couple of berries.
Love berries.
Often frozen berries, I'll heat them up and add some chia seeds. And then I just like to add an extra drizz of maple syrup. And then...
I'm just copying you, by the way.
Yeah, just copy me. And then a final dusting
with cinnamon.
of cinnamon.
Wow.
And there you have some Instagram ready French toast. Falcon French toast. You know, get some good height. On portrait mode, preferably.
Yep. I've just got this phone.
Lovely shot of your bottom.
You can keep that in. Anything for the views?
Here is the taste test. We're going to put this vegan French toast to the test. Obviously, it's really good. The essence of the fact that no animals have been harmed in the making of this dish makes it taste even better.
Oh, Max, look at you. I appreciate that you're saying that in my company. That's very nice.
I truly believe that we need to be eating a lot less meat.
Great.
I'm kind of in a moral dilemma because I do love animals, but I do also like eating meat, and there is that kind of cognitive dissonance with the fact that you can, even though I believe, you know, sourcing meat from really good quality farms, and then, you know, they've been happy all their lives, but they are then killed against their will, and there is that, you know, that goes on inside my head. And of course, you have made the full plunge to be vegan, and a lot of people are. And if I'm honest, I think as we evolve as a species, I think we are moving in towards a meatless society.
Yeah.
Because we don't need to be eating meat. Meat is very nutritionally dense, but we can thrive without it.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say everyone needs to be vegan.
No.
I think ideally we would all be eating less meat, just for the sustainability of our planet.
Exactly, yeah.
And, you know, I'm a massive animal lover, I have been my whole life, and I'm not the kind of person who would be able to, I don't know, rear a sheep in my back garden and then kill it. I'm just not that kind of person.
Yeah.
I know some people are like that, and that's fine. My big thing is, I was just the kind of person who I would eat, you know, a chicken breast, and I would just see a chicken breast, I wouldn't see the chicken. I'm not like you, I never kind of really thought about the 360 process, because I just thought they were two different things. So I think that's why I've gone full hog, because I was just kind of so shocked by the whole thing, because I'd never thought about it before.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I think that is the issue, is that disconnect. People don't see the connection between an animal and what's on their plate.
Totally.
And that's on purpose. You know, they are disconnected intentionally by the people who are producing the meat. Because if you go to a factory farm, the last thing they want you to see is how they produce the meat and what conditions the animals are kept in, because it's awful and they're abused and it's not good.
Yeah.
Have you had any, like, you know, was there a transition process from?
Yeah.
Like, was it literally overnight? Oh, I'm going to be vegan, or was it very gradual? I'm going to cut out this, and then it was kind of just led into more.
So I was never vegetarian before, but I definitely started. So it was a really slow transition period for me. It took about 5 months. I started just by switching eggs for oats in the morning, and that was my breakfast. And then I went to a day a week, and then weekdays, and then weekends. But it was really slow. It took 5 months. But the plan was never to go vegetarian. I think my plan was always to go vegan. Okay. But obviously the last things to go were eggs and also kind of milk in products and stuff like that. But I was just kept being so surprised about how good I felt. I think because my body was just adapting quite naturally. And then obviously because I was eating an array of foods that I hadn't, you know, you just have to eat so much more.
Variety, yeah.
Yeah, such a variety. So obviously I was feeling so much better.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I felt like I'd never eaten so much, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed the whole process, and I do think it was one of the best things that I've ever done.
I think, you know, if any of you guys are listening and you want to become vegan, maybe you're feeling similar feelings to Venetia had, definitely do it in the same way that she has, is gradually expose yourself to eating less meat, or less meat, less animal products, and start introducing things gradually. I think that is key. No matter what you do in life, any lifestyle change, you want to do it in a gradual way. Otherwise, you're going to shock your body, and it won't become sustainable. It won't become long-lasting.
Totally, and I find it so upsetting because so often I hear people who get ill on a vegan diet, and I think it's because they do it without any research and they do it really quickly.
Exactly, yeah.
And you can be a vegan and just eat Oreos and peanut butter.
Yeah, doesn't mean
It's not necessarily, I do think in order for it to be sustainable, you have to do it the healthy way.
Yeah.
So I use a website called eattheseasons.co.uk, so I make sure I'm eating lots of fresh seasonal produce.
That's really cool.
And that way I feel like I'm getting the most amount of vitamins and nutrition from the kind of plant-based foods.
Yeah.
So I just try to really focus on seasonal produce, and I love treats, like I love a carb and I love a treat.
Oh.
Exactly. But for me, this will be like a once a week kind of thing. It won't be every day. I just try, unfortunately.
I have to say, it's really good. It's really good.
Yay!
I've almost finished it. What is the one thing you miss the most?
Oh, the one thing. I literally was like, how am I going to live without fish? And I even said to myself, because I am a strict vegan. I really try and be very strict about it. But I have a really good vegan friend, and we always talked about it, and we always said, listen, if we were by the sea and the fish was really fresh and we could see it and all this stuff.
Literally seeing it being caught,
Yeah, we always said, we'd try it. Neither of us have, and I've been in those situations and I just haven't felt like it. And I think it's because your taste buds change.
Yeah, definitely.
But we were talking about Greek yogurt a second ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I miss that.
It is really
so
good,
much. Just that kind of
tangy,
thick,
yeah.
So good. But then there are such amazing alternatives, and I do think your taste buds change. A big thing for me was chocolate. I thought I wouldn't be able to live without Maltesers, but then I know you love Willie's cacao, and we've just tried that. Yeah, little plug for Willie's cacao.
Willie's, I mean, because there's lots of. You can still eat dark chocolate.
Exactly.
There's no dairy in it. Or
exactly.
Like that.
And now I don't miss milk chocolate at all. Again,
it's disgusting. Yeah.
I think when you stop eating it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You only realise. I remember. So I pretty much only eat Willie's, but then I was at a friend's house and I just wanted some chocolate, and he only had dairy milk, and it was disgusting. It was so sickly sweet.
Yeah.
It just didn't taste like chocolate.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think, with my kind of eating less meat, initially it was a struggle, but then as soon as you get, I think the main thing is getting used to not cooking it. It's like not having that as the base of your meal. Once you get over that, because that's entirely psychological, it doesn't need to be the base of your meal. It's just in the UK especially, it's meat, veg, potatoes, something like that. And it's once you kind of open your mind up to creating more recipes where the base is something else, then it becomes easy. And then you just feel, for me, I just feel like eating it. I just don't feel like eating all the time.
Yeah.
Like before, I always wanted it.
I feel like you needed it.
And when I do eat it, yes, I enjoy it, but it depends. Sometimes I can eat, we had some beef stroganoff last night, which I made. The beef was really good, and that was really good. But then I had some lamb the other night in a restaurant. It was just the lamb, and it just felt really heavy, and I just didn't feel good after eating it.
Right.
Whereas when I eat predominantly vegetables, I have to say I do feel good. I don't feel slow.
What are the things that you think you'd really miss if you did try veganism for...
I'd miss cheese. I do love cheese.
Are you a cheese guy?
Yeah.
I think that was a big saviour for me. I was never a cheese person. But there is something called nutritional yeast.
Yeah, which you were meant to bring.
This? I was meant to bring. So actually, a part of this recipe that you were supposed to use like a teaspoon of nutritional yeast. It's quite weird.
Oh yeah, I have seen it being used.
Yeah, it looks like fish food. It's got a really lovely cheesy taste.
Is it Japanese?
I don't know.
Because they use something similar, I think, that looks like fish food.
Potentially. It's really high in B12, I think, naturally, so I think it is really good for you.
Yeah.
And it just adds a really good cheesy flavour to lots of things. So you could make, I don't know, like a mac and cheese and make a cheese sauce with like steamed butternut squash, and then blend that, add loads of nutritional yeast, maybe some soaked cashews, and you get a really, really nice cheesy sauce.
That's interesting. We'll have to try it. We should bring it next time.
Next time.
Yeah. We'll make a vegan mac and cheese.
We'll do that next time.
So I have to say, I love a mac and cheese.
Okay, great. Well, we'll do that next time. And I don't know. I don't know if this is psychosomatic, but when I have something that's vegan, even if it's like a junk food, like mac and cheese, I don't feel terrible afterwards. I still feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I think probably some animal products are more taxing on the digestive system. So
Yeah.
I think
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why.
and I think also, because when I used to eat a really high fat diet, it was fine, but then I have recently eaten like a lot of fatty foods and it doesn't sit as well. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I don't know what I am at the moment.
From an ethical point of view, I think a lot of vegans would sit here and say, we just all need to be 100% vegan and you need to cut all of this stuff out of your diet. From my perspective, I think the most positive changes that we're going to make are little ones.
Yeah.
And if everyone can just be more like you and be more conscious.
Yeah, if only.
If only we'd be more like Max. But put, two and two together and make those conscious decisions. That is kind of what we should be aiming for. Because at the moment, for everyone to go 100% vegan is kind of not going to happen.
No.
It's just making that conscious connection. Stuff like, I think we all have this. When I was 5 years old and I said to my mum, Mummy, are those sheep in the fields that we can see the same ones that we eat on a Sunday for the roast? Stuff like that,
Yeah.
with parents going,
Lamb as well,
yeah,
baby sheep.
Lamb, exactly. Yeah, it's the same, rather than, no, darling, it's completely different.
Yeah.
This isn't any shade on my parents, I love them, and I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah. No, you're
but
right.
little things like that, just making people more aware that, yes, this is what we're eating.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just that education, and it applies to everything in life. If you empower yourself with the knowledge, you can make informed decisions.
Yeah.
And obviously, when it comes to nutrition, there's a lot of conflicting advice out there.
So much.
What I'm saying goes against what everyone else has been saying for the past 30 years. But I think, it comes down to you trying it yourself. I'm not saying intermittent fasting is for everyone. You're not saying veganism is for everyone, and they're not. Both of them will suit some people and not others. But you have to try things and understand, the full picture.
Totally, and I think actually me and you are coming from two very opposing different points of view, but the thing that really connects what we believe in is that it's finding what is specific and right for you.
Yeah.
So for you, my takeaway from you is I've just got to be more in tune with my body.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's kind of the same with what I'm about as well. It's just becoming more aware and more in tune with everything.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I've learned a lot from listening to all sorts of podcasts, your podcasts, but I've listened to a lot of different people say different things, and I've taken little bits of what each person has said and kind of incorporated it into what works for me.
Totally.
I'm now sharing that with other people, and they may do the same thing. They may listen to a lot of what I say, they may listen to someone else, and they may use both those things to what works for them, and that's how it should be.
Agreed. It's about finding your personal thing.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's cool. I've wolfed mine down.
I've saved some for our cameraman Ben because I'm that kind of gal.
But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you learned something about being vegan and that it's not about extremes, that you could try things and see if it works for you. I've really enjoyed having Venetia over. Hopefully you've enjoyed being here.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it so much too. And we also filmed a video for my channel as well, which Max will leave in the description box.
Exactly.
We filmed one of his recipes from his book and we talked about fitness tips for the new year.
So check out Venetia's page. I will leave all the link in the bio.
See you soon! I don't know if you do, you don't really do bios, do you?